What's up guys, this is Teddy. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This video we're going to be finishing out the CRUD for users, and we already have the form built, and I'll show you where we are at on this. So already have the form built. What we want now is, and this is the edit form, is we want, right now we can't actually edit anything, and we can't change the nickname, and we can't change the role, and we're going to be doing the update and the delete for users. So pretty much self-explanatory. So as always, in order to do our update and delete, we're going to need to do a post for the update, and we want to go into here, and we want to have validate anti-forgery token to prevent any type of cross-site scripting attack. And basically all that's going to happen with the validate anti-forgery token is it's going to make it so that you can't pass JavaScript into forms. So we're talking about security. I may have mentioned that previously, but in case you didn't know, that's security. All right, then we're going to do a little bit of model validation, and after we do model validation, we're going to go into our database, and because we are doing updates to the user, we have to go get our user. So we go in here, we go u.id, and we're going to reach into the model that was passed in through our post. Simple, self-explanatory. Then we want to do, I guess we don't have to, but we want to do a null check right here. So if the user value, user DB value is equal to null, we're going to return not found. Awesome. So next thing we want to do is we want to reach in and we want to get our role. So we're going to go in here, and we're going to go into our DB. So go DB, and we want to go into that join table. Remember I was talking about that join table? That's what we want to actually reach into. So we're going to go here, we're going to find our user ID because we want to find that relationship. So, and then we're going to go user DB value is equal to ID. I'm getting excited here. So next is, if there is no user role, we want to actually go in and we want to find the previous role name. So here, if there is one, so we're going to go here. So user role is not equal to null. What we want to do, like I said, we want to find that previous role name. So we go here, previous role name is equal to, we're going to go into our DB, we're going to go into our roles, and where u is equal to the ID of the role. Then we want to actually go to our user role. Let me see here, the one where the actual join table was, and we want to find that that record. So then we want to do a little bit of projection because we don't need anything else. The only thing that we need is the name. And one easy way to think about a select statement is it's literally just in a for loop. Inside of the select statement, it's a for loop but with a lambda. That's an interesting way that you want to think about it, and it helps people realize what a select statement is a little bit easier. So we're going to go user. We're going to go into our user up here, and I called it user. I don't even know why I called it that. Go up here, and we want to go to remove claim async. Oh, not claim. We want to go to remove role. So go here, remove, and I'm just going to remove from role async. And what we want to do is we want to pass in that user DB value. Then we also want to pass in the previous role name. And if you don't know like what exactly is going on, what this is going to do is removes the specified user from the named role. So the user that you pass in, you don't have to actually find the name or anything. You can just pass in that whole entire object that you get from the database. Then you type in the previous role, and it's going to remove that role for you, so there's not like two roles in there. Okay, so next thing is we want to do our add. So if there was no user role, now that case is not going to be satisfied. So now we just want to do our add down here. So we're going to go here, add to RollAsync. Then we're going to pass in the user DB value. And then what we want to do is we want to go into the roles. So db.roles. And we're going to first or default, going to find the record that matches that role ID. So user.rollID. ID. Just like that. And then the only thing that we want is the name within that record. Looks good. And then after that, because we're doing an update, we want to save those changes to the database. Go up here. Then we want to return a redirect to action. Have the name of, and then we are going to redirect them back to that index controller. And this needs to actually be on the, oh, wait a second. So that is right. The next thing that we want to do, all right, okay, so we have one more thing that we need to do. Now we need to actually take care of the role list. Right now, that role list is going to be, it's not going to actually be able to reach into that role list. So we need to take care of that. So here, and then we have our select list item. Okay, and we're gonna go down. Then we're going to have a return view user. Okay, and u dot name. Then we're going to have value is equal to u dot id. Okay, and that should be it. And let's go ahead and let's test it. So go in here. Okay, let's go into trainer, role field. Okay, so we need to debug this very quickly. So go, oh, the model state's not valid. And let's see here. We need to make these nullable because what's going on right now is it's being passed back, and these are not in the database, so it doesn't really even matter anyway. But it's coming back and it's making so that the model state is not, or the model state is triggering as not valid. And we're going to change this person to a trainer. Okay, and model state's valid. It's going to go in that database. Not null. Let's see here. It's got the user role. It goes into our join table, gets those. Then if it is not, it's going to get that previous value. It's going to remove the role. Then what's going to happen is it's going to go through and it's going to add the role. And we have update abilities. So now what we need to do is we just need to make the delete button. And the delete button is not going to be that much more complicated. And so we're going to go, actually it's going to be a lot more simple. So we're going to go action result. we're gonna go in here, we're gonna have string, we're gonna have user ID. Now we need to go here, so var user is equal to db.appUser first or default. Go here, u.id is equal to user ID. Then we're going to go in here, we're going to do a null check, of course. And if it is null, we're going to return not found. Keep going down. We're gonna go reach into our database. We're gonna go reach into our app user table, and we're going to do a remove. And we're going to pass in the user. So this is gonna be super simple. Then go here, and we're gonna call on entity framework save changes, and that's going to do all of the changes for us, or it's going to actually do all of the saving to the database. We have name of, and we're going to pass it the index if it's deleted. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's test this out. So we're gonna go in here, then let's actually delete this bad one. Okay, we can't, what's going on with this one is because everything is null in there and it doesn't have any way to actually be able to pass in that data up top. It won't actually be able to delete it. Okay, so we have our delete. Got our user CRUD finished. Next, we're going to start working on claims CRUD. Anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to hit that like button, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and as always, thank you for watching.